in London, Ontario.
Can you actually afford this house? Or are we being delusional? Let's find out.
On today's episode, we're going to be looking at a beautiful cottage just on the outskirts of London, just in the region of Thames Centre. Let's buckle up and see what we have to offer today. Getting right into the numbers of this beautiful property listed at $279,900, you need a minimum 10% for this property because it is a land lease. And it's nearly impossible to get a land lease property at 5% down. So because of that, your down payment would be $27,900. But on top of that, you'd also need money for your legal fees, which is $1,750 in this scenario. You'd also have to pay for your land transfer tax, which is $2,660. However, if you do have that first time home buyer rebate, it would be covered. Then you'd also have to pay for your CMHC tax, which is $622.73, bringing your net total in cash needed to just under $33,000. Now, since we know how much cash you'd be needing for this property, now we got to figure out what mortgage you're qualifying for. So first thing we do is take the house price and subtract your down payment. And after that, that leaves us with $251,100. And since we are insuring this property, you would need that home mortgage insurance added on. So that's an additional $7,784.10 added to your total. So you need to qualify for a $258,884.10 mortgage. Now going into your monthly obligation, we'd be figuring out what your mortgage would be. Even though it is land lease, we'd be able to get you a solid rate still at about 4%, bringing you to $1,566.70 as your mortgage amount. However, we do have to factor in that stress test still, adding on 2% to it, bringing your monthly mortgage to $1,853.32. Then we'd also have to add on your property taxes at $62.60, your land lease at $83.33, and also your property heat at $150, bringing your monthly obligation to $2,149.25. Meaning that the amount of income that you need to qualify for this property with no other debts is $66,131 per year, or split between two people about $33,000, which is a solid amount. Leading to the ultimate question of, can you afford this property or are we still delusional?